All right, hello, welcome back to the podcast once again, everybody. PayPal and Patreon links are both down below for anybody who wants to support me. Only do so if you actually can. In case anybody missed it, the metals trading market had to basically be reset. They had to hit rewind like you would do on an old VHS player. As once the invasion of Ukraine started, along with a number of other things, nickel prices skyrocketed, except they went to the moon for real. At the time, they were around $25,000 per ton or $25 per kilogram. Their previous all-time high record was around 51 or 52, and practically in an instant, they shot straight up and actually exceeded $100,000 per ton, $100 per kilogram. I believe it was 102 they got up to, so about double their previous record in one huge Olympic jump. And it was so much so quickly that the markets halted it and announced that they were rolling everything back, that all the buys and transactions beyond a certain point, which ended up being around $48,000 or $50,000 per ton, they basically just said, no, those ones don't count anymore. They had all those canceled, and the price rolled back down towards around $50 per kilogram or $50,000 per ton, and it has been on limited restricted trading for the last 2.5 weeks or so since then. Now, why in particular did such a gargantuan price surge come about? Russia is one of the world's primary nickel suppliers. They supply about 10% of the global nickel supply. And so, as you can see, for the last number of years, particularly in the 2010s, global nickel production, global nickel mine output hasn't been going all that upward. Meanwhile, global nickel demand has been going very upward, especially just in these last few years, as electric vehicle manufacturing numbers have now begun to explode. EV batteries requiring nickel as one of their primary components, and as not just regular EVs, but now other types of vehicles are having EV models produced, like electric pickup trucks, electric freight and delivery vans, full-blown like 18-wheeler electric freight trucks, and alongside its growing demand in steel, as many economically rising nations around the world are obviously still rising with their construction of modern buildings and infrastructure. So nickel supply was already tight in the form of demand is actually above production and has been for some time, and that's why nickel inventories, the amount of excess nickel the market has in storage available for everybody, have gradually been drawn down over the later 2010s from a high point of about 600,000 tons in storage down to now only around 75,000 tons or so, and still getting drawn down, obviously. So the potential abrupt supply shutoff from Russia, as they can't export anything out of the Black Sea, and several of the world's largest shipping industries have refused to operate out of their ports anymore. That would create a temporary disruption of Russia's nickel exports, as they would have to reroute things, probably via train shipments over land to other countries, and thus have it shipped out from that country's port. However, even that solution wouldn't last forever, as because of both the sanctions and several companies' own private decisions, Russia is no longer going to be getting supplied with new mining vehicles, mining equipment, and replacement parts and mechanical necessities for them. So as operations continue at their mines and things wear and new things are needed, they only have what they currently have on hand with them to work with, and once that's gone, assuming all these restrictions are still in place at the time, their operations will have no choice but to just gradually get waned down. So that is a trepidatious cutoff of 10% of the world's nickel supply in a situation where, as I said, nickel demand is already greater than global nickel production from nickel mines, as indicated by the inventories getting drawn down so low now. And so now with the abrupt likelihood of 10% of that already not enough nickel production about to be cut off, the market obviously decided to launch the Saturn V, as you can see. Or really, you can't see because they kind of reversed half of its orbital journey. And so now we'll just have to wait, as not many more drastic developments to the price are going to come until until market authorities start lessening the restrictions on how much is allowed to be done in a given day. So we'll see where it goes from here once that is enabled. But that's it for this one for now. So thank you everybody for sticking around and listening. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. PayPal and Patreon links both down below for anybody who wants to support me. Only do so if you actually can. Go to my cat's channel, subscribe to her too. That supports me for free. She's up to like 558 subs, and if she gets to 1,000, then her channel can get monetized. But no matter what happens to me anyway, may God bless and protect all of you, and I will see you all around next time.